So I'm just going to spend 5-10 minutes just introducing the API security. So thanks to Serena and Adam for those updates. And this is how Troy is starting his session. So I thought it was probably a good idea, and I forgot to tell Serena and Adam to also tell us like interesting things about you. So sorry for that. But I just wrote about these 3 things, and we can talk about that during beers later after these sessions. But one thing, I've been on a keto lifestyle for almost 5 years, and for those of you who know what keto is basically super low carb, and I lost like 30 kilos at some point in time. So number 2, I coach calisthenics every weekday, and this is to my kids and my wife. But now they wake me up at 6 a.m. every morning, so I cannot stop it. Like I need to keep going. And the third thing is that, and this is true, and again, I have scientific proof of this, that we live on a simulation program. I think it is true, but we should not basically try to find it for real, because bad things could happen. And then again, we can talk more about that later on. I'm not crazy. We all have read the news articles like these ones. Like it's nothing new, and it just feels like we are getting used to it. But I see it from 2 points of view. One is from a end user. I get scared because it doesn't really matter who it is. Like it can be a bank, it can be a big insurance company, it can be a telco, it can be anyone, and our data can be breached at any point in time. From an end user point of view, I get scared. From a technologist point of view, I get excited, because this is a great problem, and it is actually not too hard to fix. So what I'm just going to share with you are 4 of the main things that I have seen repeating over and over and over as we are talking to our clients. Okay? The first one is that, in my opinion, and again, we are going to talk with the experts very soon, but in my opinion, everything should start with one question. If you ask any organization from a technology's point of view, if you ask how many APIs do you have, normally you get 2 answers. One is like, we don't know, and that's a terrible answer, because then the chances are the security is probably not that great. But normally they don't say that, even though they may not know. Normally they give you a number. Whatever number they give you, it's wrong. It's always 30-40% more APIs that they have. Areas that I was talking very passionately about, like last year, I was telling everybody how is that you need to go and discover and catalog your APIs and push them to MuleSoft to Exchange. That is not wrong. That part is right. What I'm doing now is basically giving you another extra piece of advice: is don't do it manually, and don't do it thinking on your documentation or thinking about your own perception on how many APIs you think exist, because again, just keep that in mind. It's 30-40% more. So rather than doing that manually, do it automatically, and this is what Troy will tell us more about. Once you have the real view at runtime of all your integrations, all your touch points, all your APIs, anything that might not even be a REST API, it might be something else, but again, it is an interface that is providing access to information. Then you need to have a way to know and identify, again, smartly, about what is the risk level for each of those touch points. It is not going to come from your documentation, because that documentation doesn't exist, and it's most likely it's wrong anyway. So there has to be something that is going to surface and it's going to put in colors like red. This is bad. Like close the window, shut the door. This is really bad. We can be hacked, and this is personally identifiable information that can be breached right now. So again, that has to be done automatically, again, without human intervention. There has to be something that will tell you what the risk is and how to remediate those challenges. And one thing that I was talking to many of you guys before, and I heard a guy from No Name Security telling one thing that got stuck in my head. They said, we cannot stop cyber attacks. There's no way we can stop cyber attacks. What we can do is to stop data breaches. And if you think about it, because there's nothing you can do to avoid receiving an attack at any point in time. And we as technologists, we need to know that. It's like designing for failure. It's obvious that at some point something is going to fail. At some point you are going to get attacked. But how can you identify those attacks, again, without human intervention? How can you stop those attacks without human intervention? And finally, after each attack, you need to have a post-mortem analysis. You need to know if your data got breached or not. Again, ideally, it didn't, because you had all the measures in place, and you were able to stop an attack before it was able to breach data. But after each attack, you need to have a post-mortem analysis. You need to know if your data got breached or not. How bad is it? What data was basically exploited? And again, a lot of that is what we are going to be talking in the next section. And this is basically the meat and potatoes of the night. So please welcome Jamie Rosato from Lion, CISO from Lion, Troy Leliard, no-name security architect lead,